Inequality is bigger than it's ever been.
The housing crisis, or the housing disaster as some would have it, in my mind is to do with the inequality of the distribution of houses.
RUS stands for Rural Urban Synthesis Society. At the moment, RUS, we're trying to acquire our first site to build affordable, sustainable housing in Lewisham. A lot of people do these things in other parts of the UK and abroad, even where the land prices are much lower. Because the land prices are so high in London, there's very unique difficulties in making this work.
In Britain, we've relied on mass housing where people have no influence over what things are like and how much they cost, much more than elsewhere. Housing tends to be much more and better regulated on the continent, and so rent controls, which used to exist in Britain, are still in place over most of Europe, and so the cost of rents and the quality of rented accommodation is much better because of the regulation that exists. RUS is working with the council because the council has land and they're able to make land available at costs which make affordable housing possible.
The government, because of the cuts and austerity, they're under pressure to sell their assets for maximum value to balance the books. But we're trying to say, well, hang on, if you think about the long-term impacts of this, actually working with an organisation like us, although you'll get less cash up front, in the long term the benefits for the area are going to outweigh any nominal cash fee you're going to get at the beginning. Building sustainable communities where people can afford their housing is going to have massive wide impacts on the locality. In a time when all the housing is being sold off and people are being forced to move, I think it's really valuable to have a housing stock which has got that mechanism where it's going to be locked into the community. It can't just be sold off. And I think long term that's going to have lots of benefits for lots of people.
What RUS is about is absolutely what should be going on. It stems from the idea that people have got a central role in organising, designing, managing their housing. And this, I think, is something which is generally speaking overlooked. I mean, there's talk about consultation and participation, but really it's to do much more with control. Who's actually making the important decisions about what things are like and how much they cost. And if nothing else, I think this is the really significant difference with what RUS is trying to do to what most, even community-based schemes end up being.
RUS's long-term aim is to create a model which is replicable because these problems we're facing are so widespread that we're going to want to try and scale it up. To this first project is to demonstrate that it works and that this model is one of many solutions to actually making the housing market a lot better for people. Through an organisation like RUS and a community land trust, it's a direct way for us to engage and construct in a positive way to actuate the change we need to see. If you want to support RUS and get involved, the best thing to do is become one of our members, become a stakeholder in this project. As a community land trust, we have non-profit community shares. It's only £1 per share. For as little as one share, you can become a member. It means you're fully involved. You get our monthly newsletter, you get invited to all our meetings, you have a democratic say, you're eligible to be on the board if you wish, but you're not obliged to. It's getting involved as much as you want. And later down the line, there's going to be opportunities for volunteering. When we actually get on site and start building things, we're going to be looking for people who've got skills and time who want to come and help us create this vision. Yeah, become a member.